What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, CR Sports Analysis. In today's video, I'm just going to be going over how I do my analysis, and this will be a short video, but I'm just going to be going over how to read the game excuse me, how to read the game lines and sort out the different player props to, alt the lines down, alt the lines up, however you want to do it, whatever value you want on each prop. So first, before I do anything, I go over to a website called Covers, and I will be doing the same thing for MLB. And this video is just NBA. So I go over to Covers and I look at the game totals. See right here, Sacramento Orlando is total is 215. I try to find the lowest for today, and then I try to find the highest. So the highest looks like Lakers at Memphis. They have the highest total for today, and so I just work off of that. So like these three games right here to the left: Miami, Philly, Brooklyn, Washington, Sacramento, Orlando. I'm not gonna look at those games too much in the lines in those games because the total is lower. With the lower total, you have less of a opportunity for a player to go over, especially in a game where their prop requires them to play all four quarters. So I would go over here. I would see this Boston San Antonio game, 228, Dallas Chicago 237, OKC Pacers 236, and then this Lakers Memphis game 238. I would go over there and just look at those. Okay, those are the games that I want to go to today. And just for one example today, this is my play of the day as well. LeBron James over 1.5 3-pointers made. But before I do that, I just go to the points. I look at defense versus position. I look at the player that has the highest chance of, scoring versus that position. And in this case, it is LeBron James. Memphis ranks 29th in the league in guarding small forwards against points. So I would look at that, and then I would see this H28, the head-to-head. I would click on that, and then I try to line that up. I look at the defense versus position and the head-to-head. And as you can see, Jalen Wells does have a pretty good, this is 3 greens right here. I try to look for, 3 colored greens right here. It doesn't have to be green every time, but whenever I do see that, there is a higher chance of that person hitting. Jalen Wells actually is a good prop for today, if he has good usage and, he gets the ball enough. Lakers are ranked 21st in the league at guarding shooting guards in this points category. So the reason why I do have LeBron James for over 1.5 3-pointers made is because Memphis is 25th in the league in guarding 3-pointers to the small forward position. LeBron James is 56% on the year and 61% head-to-head. So I would like that. I would click on that. And first thing I look for is trends. So in the trend that I found here is he's never went more than 5 games without getting 2 threes. We see that the past 5 games he has not gotten 2 threes. And it's been like that all season. You see this spurt right here. He didn't get it in 5 games and cashed the next with he had 6 threes that game. Right here, he didn't get 2 threes, and then boom, he had 3 of them the next game after not getting it for 5 games. So we see that there's another 5-game streak where he did not get 2 threes. He didn't even get 1 3 in the past 3 games. It is LeBron James. He's pretty good. So with that, we see the trend, and then we go to the head-to-head. We'll see that in the last 4 games that he's played Memphis, he's gotten 3+ threes. Okay, so that's good. That's how the head-to-head lines up. And then the last thing I do is this: I have a checklist. I click on, if the team is away or home. I see that they're away. Past 5 away games, he did not go over. That's the longest streak of the season for him in away games. But we do see he's very capable of getting 2 threes, especially because the Memphis Grizzlies are we go over here to this top right table, we see that they are, I think it's the 25th in the league, yeah, against guarded small forward positions to the three-pointer. And we just keep looking for trends like that. And then I go over here to the filters. I click on versus Western Conference teams. I try to, make sure these percentages go up each time I do that. And also, there is a trend, you know. And then we look at games on a Saturday. We can see here versus West on a Saturday, he's only hit this line in 2 out of 6 games this season. But in his last 23 games versus Western Conference teams on a Saturday, he's hit this line in 13 out of 23 games. Um, so I just keep trying to find trends. And then see, as you can see right here, this is another trend that I just found as of this second. On Saturday, LeBron James has never went more than 3 games on a Saturday where he has not gotten over 1.5 3-pointers made. We see that he had this spurt right here of 3 games where he did not get it, that he played on a Saturday. And he's now on another 3-game spurt where he did not get it on a Saturday. But he always went over his next game, and that's been out through his career, last season, this season. It all kind of lines up. So this is just this season right here. Denver, he went under. Sacramento, he went under. Golden State, he went under. New York, he went over the next game with 3 threes, We're just looking for trends like that. That's really how I do my analysis. I actually, before I clicked off of that, LeBron James for over 23 and 24.5 points. We do see on a Saturday he's never gone more than 2 games without getting over 25 points. So I would see that, and I don't really want to sweat on this. I don't really want to watch full quarters, the full 4 quarters. So I would bump him down to maybe 20. And now when you bump him down to 20, he's never went back-to-back games on a Saturday this season without getting over 20 points. And so I actually really do like LeBron for 20 points today as I'm looking at it. Head-to-head on a Saturday, the last time he played Memphis on a Saturday, he had 25. This season, on a Saturday, he hit this line in 7 of 9 games. In his last 30 games, he's hit this line in 27 out of 30. And that's just on a Saturday. So those are just the trends that I'm looking for. We can also see right here, this is no filters at all. We see that LeBron has 3 spans of 2 games in a row where he went under 20 points. We see that right here though, he had 4 games. Yeah, 4 games where he went under 20 points. They are kind of getting close to the playoff time, so I expect LeBron to, kind of keep resting his body, but he was on quote-unquote injury notice the past 2 weeks, so I think that was his rest. And then also, what I see right here is another trend right here that just solidifies that LeBron most likely will get over 20 points today, over 2 threes. He's never went back-to-back games with getting under 20 points against Memphis. And this is that's since 2021. So the analysis still works. It's probably going to be a sweat because he ends up getting 20, 23, 21 points. But like I said, I do see LeBron going over 20 points today. So that is just how I, do my analysis. I just try to get the checklist off each time. And that works for any stat category. It can go from points to assists, come over here, defense versus position, and then the head-to-head. Line those up. We see that, Austin Reeves is questionable for today, so I'm not going to go to him and do that. But we do see Ja Morant right here. The Lakers are 28th in the league in guarding point guards versus in the assist category. Ja Morant has never went just 1 game in a row where he's went over 6 assists against the Lakers. So that's another trend that I can find and we can look at. He's hit this line in 9 out of his past 10 games. And if we look at home, he's hit this line in 10 out of the 10 games. And he's also hit this line in 20 out of the 24 games that he's played at home this season. So I would see that, I'll move Ja Morant down to 4. You know, if it's already good at his line, I might as well kind of guarantee it a little bit. Um, so yeah, man, we see that. The trends line up. If you want to alt him down, that's cool too. But yeah, man, this was just a quick little video just showing you how I process this information. And if you want to download the Props Cash website, you can do it as well. It's around $20 a month. And yeah, man, this was just a quick video. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I hope this video was educational for you. None of my videos are financial advice, but we do make good money. And peace out, man.